What's up guys, Perry from Rockville here, and today I'm going to show you how to set up your R720L V2 fog machine. As you can see, it comes with the machine itself, both a wired and wireless remote for the machine, a small container of fog fluid, an attachable handle to carry the machine or set it up to a truss mount, and a power cable. The R720L has rubber feet on the bottom so we can place it on the floor of any stage, or we can use the included handle to set it up on any lighting rig. To attach it onto the machine, you'll just want to sandwich the handle between the screws and the washers. Then you'll just tighten the screws on each side of the machine to lock it in place. So now in order to use the machine, we'll have to put some fog fluid in. You'll just unscrew the cap for the gasket here on top of the machine, and then just fill it up with some of the fluid. A cool thing about the R720L V2 is that it comes with a fluid level indicator, so you always know how much fluid you have throughout and how much you have to put in. After that, we'll tighten the gasket back up. So next we can connect the wired remote to the machine. So you'll just want to take the male end of your controller and plug that into the port where it says manual controller. So now when we turn on the machine, we'll have to give it about 3 minutes to warm up before we use it. After that, you'll know the machine is ready for use when the light on the wired controller turns on. So now there's two types of controllers that we can use to operate the machine. With the wired controller, we can control how much fog comes out of the machine with a touch of this button here. It's also important to note that the machine will only burst out 30 seconds of fog at a time, and then the machine will have to cool down before we can use it again. You'll know we can use it again when the light comes back on the controller. So just to show you guys real quick, if I press the button down here on the controller, you'll start to see the fog come out of the machine. And then after 30 seconds, it'll stop so it can cool down and we can use it again. If you're going for more of a haze effect with the machine, we recommend dispersing the fog in 5-minute intervals so that the fog has time to rest and makes the room hazy. Now we also have the wireless controller, which controls the fog and the lights on the machine. Also important to note that the wireless controller won't work without the wired controller being plugged into the machine. The wired controller is also magnetized on the bottom so we can place it onto the side of the machine when we're using the wireless controller. So now if we take a look at the wireless controller, button number 1 will put the lights onto strobe mode, which will have the lights flash quickly when sound is picked up by the machine. So if I press button 1 and start to make some sound, you'll see that the lights flash rapidly as the sound's being picked up. Button number 2 is also a sound activated feature and will switch between all the different colors as sounds picked up by the machine. So if I press 2 and start to make some sound, you'll see the colors change as the sound's picked up. We can use button number 3 to set the lights at a solid color and choose which color we want to have it set at. So I can press button number 3 to set it at the solid color and keep pressing it to cycle through them until I find one I like. We can also use this button to turn the lights off completely by cycling through the colors until there's no light coming out of the machine. On top of that, we can use this button to set the color the light will strobe to. After you find a color you like, press the 1 button to activate the strobe mode, and the light will quickly flash to the color you had selected. And then lastly, we have button number 4, which will release the fog in the 30-second burst, cool down, release some more fog, and then we can press the button again to stop this feature. So if I press button number 4, fog will come out of the machine, and then it'll stop to cool down and release some more fog when it's ready to go, and then we can press the 4 button again to stop this feature. So now some versions of this machine have the buttons listed as letters instead of numbers, but the features are the exact same. Just keep in mind that the A is the 4 feature, the B is the 3 feature, the C is the 2 feature, and the D is the 1 feature. We also have some recommendations for you guys to maintain your machine for long-term use. First off, whenever you're done using the machine, you'll want to undo the gasket on top and then use one of the controllers to release the last of the fluid inside the tube. This will ensure that the tube won't get clogged up after it's cooled down and put away for long periods at a time. We also recommend cleaning your machine once a month. To do that, we'll first make sure that the tank is completely empty, put some vinegar inside of the machine, and then release it as if you were using the machine with one of the remotes. And of course, whenever you run out of fluid, you can always come back to us and purchase some of our premium fog fluid. So hopefully this showed you guys how easy it is to set up your R720L V2 fog machine. But of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to our customer support team through phone or email. As always, I'm Perry from Rockville, and we'll see you guys next time.